If you are new to this channel and enjoy the content that you see, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be alerted and notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel, along with following me on these social media platforms to stay connected with me at all times. Also, feel free to check out all of your favorite videos and playlists located down in the description box below. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now let's begin. San Diego Comic-Con 2018 has revealed the new Godzilla King of the Monsters website information, in which includes details for the following monsters in the upcoming film, which include Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and of course Godzilla, in which the film is going to debut on May 31st, 2019. And according to the official Godzilla King of the Monsters website, the following information for the following monsters goes as follows. Mothra, its height is 52 feet and wingspan is 803 feet. And the details behind the monster goes as follows. The pupil DNA sample suggests a remarkable multi-stage evolution. On reaching adulthood, Mothra's gigantic thorax is capable of emitting bioluminescence, which could be projected through its patterns on its wings and weaponized into blinding god rays. As one of the deadliest and most beautiful natural phenomena in Earth's history, no wonder this devastating guardian angel was worshipped as a goddess by the ancient human civilizations blessed to witness her. So it looks like Mothra's wingspan and its overall biology allows the actual creature to emit beta wave bioluminescence that can be used as blinding god rays for any creature it comes across. So it looks like it's able to stun its opponents via flashing, but it also looks like Legendary is keeping the concept of Mothra traditional by giving Mothra a multi-layered evolution stage. So we're bound to see Mothra evolve in the film at some given point, but we don't know how many forms Mothra is going to have. All that's really suggested is the fact that Mothra will in fact have a multi-layered stage, in thus evolving multiple times in the movie. Now, we move on to Rodan, as the following information for Rodan goes as follows. Rodan stands at 154 feet with a wingspan of 871 feet, as the following information for Rodan goes as follows. Rodan's wings are wrapped around its body in stasis, but our cryptos estimate a wingspan big enough to create a sonic thunderclap capable of leveling entire cities as it flies overhead. RF capture scans reveal that Rodan's skin is not made of rock, but it does have an outer dermis of sharp volcanic sediment collected from centuries of dormancy. Synopsis theorizes the vulcanized appearance of its skin may be an evolutionary trait developed as a form of camouflage against mountains or large rock formations, truly a titan forged in fire. Now, we know that Rodan is going to come from a volcano. We know that Rodan is going to basically reveal itself from that of being a volcano, but it looks like its skin itself isn't made up of rock, but of course it's vulcanized ashes that has been collected over centuries of dormancy, which you can go as far as to understand as to how big Rodan is. But of course, Rodan is not going to be the biggest of its kind, but it looks like Mothra is going to be much smaller than Rodan, especially when comparing Mothra to Rodan in terms of height and wingspan. Now, as we move on to King Ghidorah, the following information on the official Godzilla King of the Monsters website goes as follows. King Ghidorah stands at 521 feet, as the following information for King Ghidorah goes as follows. Monster Zero's dermal layer is gilded with traces amounts of uranium. As the meta-studies theorize, the scales act as a conductor capable of carrying bioelectrical currents through the creature's body. Injuries have also been discovered on several locations of the beast's body, reminiscent of claw and scorch marks. Exoforensics are currently investigating. Muscle tendons on the wings are so hypertensile that their massive aerodynamics could generate hurricane force winds when in a fight. Coupled with its body's electroreceptor molecular biology capable of conducting electrical currents, water vapor in the air would be heated at extreme levels, creating its own localized storm system as it travels. Simply put, if Monster Zero were to begin to fly again, the stratosphere would be torn open by an otherworldly tempest of thunder and lightning our sky has never seen. Scientists have analyzed translations of every worldwide case study of Monster Zero in the Monarch database across tens of thousands of years. The ancients called it Ghidorah. Now, why is this so important to learn? Well, this film is also going to be setting itself up for Godzilla vs. Kong in the year 2020, but also having to notice the overwhelming differences that each monster have. Each monster is going to bring something very different to the table. As an example, Mothra can easily blind someone using its godly rays. We have King Ghidorah that can create massive storms using its body and of course its ability to fly in basically manipulating the stratosphere and creating otherworldly storms. And Rodan of course actually has a wingspan that can shake up and level entire cities as it flies overhead, creating sonic booms, and its ability to survive multiple attacks based on its body structure having to be made up of volcanic ash and of course very hard materials. Now this makes Godzilla's job ever so difficult in fighting against Rodan, Ghidorah, and Mothra. Considering the fact that there is a rumor that Mothra may be teaming up with Godzilla in this film, it still doesn't help Godzilla's case in this situation, especially when going up against King Ghidorah. Now we have no confirmation on whether or not King Ghidorah is going to be defeated in this film. We have no idea if Godzilla is going to slay the monster or if Ghidorah is in some way, shape, or form going to escape the fight somehow. We don't really know. But at this given point, what's known is that this movie involving the following three monsters and potentially another as we ultimately build towards Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020. Now what I want to know in the comment section below is which monster do you guys believe stands the best chance in fighting off against Godzilla in this film if it's not King Ghidorah? Because the obvious answer would be King Ghidorah in this situation, but I ultimately believe that Rodan is also going to give Godzilla a more difficult time, as we had leaked photos before of Godzilla having to fire off its atomic breath in the sky, as we didn't really know why, but I do believe that Godzilla, in order to fight Rodan, will be needing its atomic breath, especially since the fact that Godzilla himself can't really fly. And when incorporating the concept of flight, we know that in traditional movies for Godzilla, when Toho Films had made Ghidorah vs. Godzilla before, we saw Ghidorah fly, so the question lingers, is Ghidorah going to fly in this film? I do believe that at some given point he will. As wacky as it sounds, I do think that Godzilla is going to have the upper hand on Ghidorah for a very short amount of time before Ghidorah does decide to fly and creating havoc all throughout the land, which of course does make sense considering the fact that Ghidorah is Godzilla's greatest rival. Depending on how you want to look at things from a certain perspective, I'm really happy that they decided to keep the original concept of Toho Films by adapting Ghidorah's traits in this movie. Now, we don't really know, of course, if Mothra is going to survive. There are many cases to where there are rumors that Mothra is going to be killed off, but its offspring is going to survive. We've seen that happen before, and I'm really curious if Mothra is going to be retaining its larva state before evolving into the butterfly that we already know from before, and I'm really curious if they're going to keep the traditional Toho-esque concept behind what Mothra is going to do in this film. We can only expect chaos in this movie, and I really do expect Godzilla by the end of it to be battle damaged, but if this is supposed to lead to Kong vs. Godzilla in 2020, then what I want to know from you guys is how exactly do you guys believe we're going to get there? Are we going to see one of the creatures survive and going back to Skull Island? Is Godzilla himself going to go off to Skull Island? Is it possible for them to somehow transfer Kong over to the States or maybe somewhere else to where Monarch knows of Kong's existence, but is Monarch going to be directly involved in pitting up Godzilla against Kong as we near that movie after this? Let me know in the comment section below. For me, what I'm really excited for the most is King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah being a three-headed dragon has always been one of my favorites in the Toho series, so seeing Ghidorah in all his glory fight Godzilla in this film is going to be spectacular, and I do believe that all of its abilities are going to be retained from the original film and adding on additional abilities to make the film that much more intense, because the movie has a slogan in the idea that their reign begins now, so we're going to see the reign of these monsters basically destroy cities and wreaking havoc all throughout the land. But I do believe that by the end of this, if Godzilla is not heavily battle damaged, then something's going to happen to Godzilla where I think he's going to evolve even more, because for the fight with Kong, we're bound to see two very powerful mega monsters collide, but the pacing of all of that is dictated based on the events of this particular movie. So by the end of the day, guys, let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below about King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, and Godzilla. What are your overall prognostications for this film as we continue on in the future, and what are your overall expectations in seeing Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah? You guys can expect more Godzilla discussions and of course breakdowns on this channel, so make sure you guys punch that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and make sure more importantly you guys click the links in the description below, as you will also find the official Godzilla playlist down below where you guys can go on ahead and check out more awesome videos such as this. Tune back in for more. My final verdict is I do believe that with San Diego Comic-Con having to reveal so much, I do believe you guys ought to check back with the official website to see more information, and hopefully we do see another Muto creature. Even though I don't think we're bound to see any more Mutos creatures in this movie, at least having one more be used as an example to showcase the feats of some of these monsters would be absolutely amazing, because imagine introducing a brand new monster and then having someone like King Ghidorah or Rodan completely rip that Muto apart, just to showcase the amount of raw power that these specific monsters have over the Mutos creatures. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Thank you all so much once again, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.